A California woman stabbed her boyfriend 108 times and got off on 2 years probation.
No, is this that one crime that we covered a while ago where they were in an abusive relationship and they had a following on one of the social media platforms? Is that this couple?
No, she was
went
high.
To trial? Okay.
She was high on marijuana.
Okay.
So her name is Bryn Spetcher?
Okay.
That's what I'm going to call her. Bryn Spetcher. She got 2 years of probation and 100 hours of community service for stabbing and killing her boyfriend, Chad O'Melia, 108 times after they smoked marijuana together. And she had faced up to 5 years in prisons prior to that because the defense and the state both agreed she suffered like a psychotic induced psychosis.
Sure.
What?
I don't know how I feel about that. I know that there are some people out there that literally cannot handle marijuana, like full on freak out, change of personality, and what could cause a situation like this? I don't know. Once a substance gets involved and you're the type of person that is like right on the line of what substances do to you and how far out they take you, I think that the variables involved to determine where that's going to go are unlimited. So I don't know. It doesn't sound like enough. I'll tell you that. It doesn't, straight up. This doesn't seem fair. It feels like it should be some kind of manslaughter charge and maybe, 5 years total served or something like that. I feel like that could be more fair. But I would need to know the details around that. I would need to know the evidence after she did it. Are there cameras? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, all of those things are important. The details of the case are important, but it immediately makes me think of Taylor Schabusiness, who I believe did experience a meth-induced psychosis, and meth is much more well-known for causing something super severe like that. And we're talking about marijuana. Now, it has a mild psychoactive effect, like psychedelic effect. And some people, it affects more. And there are rare instances of it causing psychosis. But this, it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like the difference, I mean, again, we don't know every detail of her case, but it makes me wonder. And don't get me wrong, what Taylor Schabusiness did, that was horrid. It was disgusting, and I do think she should be in prison. But it makes me wonder if the justice system went so much harder on Taylor because it was meth, and she was an addict, and they don't consider something like pot addictive, and it's legal. And it's a different, they think of it differently. What if it was alcohol? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if it, you know what I mean? Like, what is the difference? I don't understand the difference between legal and illegal drugs when it comes to something like this, because regardless, you took a substance and they're all the same to me.
I agree. That's why I'm saying that I do not feel like this feels fair enough. I could see a manslaughter charge. I've known people who were drinking and got into a fight where they threw one punch and somebody ended up dying because both of them were drinking, and they got like 10 years, dude. So I agree. I don't feel like this feels fair. This is a violent crime. And I know a ton of people who are doing a ton of time for only a drug-related charge, not a violent crime. So, like, in the standards of expectations around, like, the justice system, this does not feel fair. However, I still would like to know those details, because is there a ton of evidence proving she was literally gone? You know
I
what I
wanted
mean?
to cover this as a full case this week, but I didn't because there was other things I really wanted to talk about, and I was like, I'll just cover this as an update. So I didn't dig into the evidence as deep because we don't normally do that on breaking news.
Yeah.
This was just all over the news because people were saying it's a slap in the face to the victim's family. They didn't get true justice. She has to complete 100 hours of public education on the dangers of THC consumption.
Yeah, it doesn't feel fair.
That sounds ridiculous. Really ridiculous. But it's also interesting that she used 3 knives. 3 different knives.
Strange. Yep, that's very strange.
Yeah, it is really strange. But
I assume there must be really good evidence proving her psychosis, though. That's the only reason I could come to that would support why.
So apparently a body cam from a Ventura County Sheriff's Office was introduced as evidence in the trial, and it showed a deputy using a stun gun on her 4 times and another deputy hitting a knife with a metal baton multiple times before finally knocking it away from her. Sounds like the cops literally came there and fought her. Yeah. Tased her 4 times and tried to knock the knife out of her hand.
Jeez.
So that's, if there's body cam footage of her raging like that, that was probably really convincing to the jurors, because when people are in psychosis, they normally have like superhuman strength. A taser doesn't take them out as easily as a normal person.
We've covered this actually, about the differences or similarities to a mental break and how it overrides like your the reduction of your muscle usage. How really like most humans only use like 60% or half of their muscles or whatever, and when you're in a psychosis, like all those protection barriers that your brain has are down, so you're like the Hulk, Yeah,
it's crazy. It's so weird. I wish I could just induce that without the psychosis.
Just Hulk out. I know.
Yeah. Then you would literally be like a hero in real life.
Right.
But yeah, it sounds like they had experts on the stand that really backed this this theory of the case. It sounds like even the prosecutors, after consulting, psychologists, reduced their charges against her. The fact that the state agrees with it makes me think that there probably is some merit to it. But there's also another argument to it, and I guess I'll leave it to you, and you guys let me know what you think in the comments. And this is how one of the lawyers feels about it that is quoted, though I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try because I will butcher it. He said, "When you smoke weed and you're a white, young, privileged, upper middle class woman who bamboozles an old white male judge and you get to walk, I don't know how to reconcile that for all the other criminals and victims in the country." Do you feel like this is a case of privilege? Is it not fair? Was justice not served? Yeah. I don't know, because it seems like there is good evidence for her having psychosis, and I do know that's a possibility, though it's rare. And I have my own issues that I've experienced with it, but it seems like such an extremely violent crime to get 2 years probation and that's it. So I don't know. If you want me to dig further into this case and really take a look at the trial and all of the evidence and discovery and all of that, let me know. And I can do a full case on it. But until then, leave your opinions and ideas in the comments.